He put a decorative koi pond in his backyard after years of saving. His neighbor decided the fish were hypnotizing her dog, so she dumped bleach into the water at dawn.
I walked outside and every fish was floating, Your Honor. 12 koi, some over 10 years old. The water tested positive for bleach. My camera shows her pouring it in with a bottle. Those fish were worth $6,000 total.
Your Honor, my dog wouldn't stop staring at that pond. He wouldn't eat, wouldn't sleep. Those fish were clearly affecting him somehow. I asked him to remove them. He refused. I had to protect my pet.
Ma'am, are you a veterinarian?
No.
Do you have any medical proof those fish harmed your dog?
No, but I know my dog.
That is not legal justification. You entered his property and destroyed living property you did not own. That is trespass and intentional destruction. You'll pay $6,000 for the...
He's operated a daytime auto repair yard on his land since 2010. 3 years ago, a townhouse community was built beside it. Now they want it closed.
This shop's been licensed since 2010. Inspections passed, hours within ordinance, signs posted. You can't move next to a repair yard and then complain about repair noise. I was here long before they...
We hear tools, engines, and compressors all day. It's constant noise. We asked him to reduce hours, but he refused. This is a residential development now, not a mechanic zone.
So the yard opened in 2010, and the townhouses were built when?
2023, Your Honor.
All right, that's over a decade of lawful operation before residents arrived. Under established nuisance law, prior legal use can't be restricted because new neighbors object.
The HOA sent landscapers to mow down what they called overgrown weeds in a homeowner's yard. They said it was a code violation and hurt property values. They didn't realize it wasn't just tall grass.
Your Honor, the defendant refused multiple notices to maintain his lawn. The vegetation exceeded height limits under community rules. The board acted within its authority to correct the violation and restore neighborhood standards.
That wasn't weeds. It was a certified native habitat registered with the State Wildlife Program. Those plants support protected pollinators. When they cut it down, they destroy a registered conservation site.
You didn't trim grass. You destroyed protected habitat without permission. HOA rules do not override state environmental protections. The association is liable for restoration costs and penalties. Case dismissed.
The HOA entered his garage and removed a legally installed EV charger. The house lost power for days. Watch the judge shut it down.
Your Honor, that charger was permitted by the city, inspected, and professionally installed. The HOA entered my locked garage while I was at work. They cut power to the house and damaged my electrical panel.
Your Honor, the charging unit was installed without HOA architectural approval. Due to potential fire risks, the board authorized immediate removal to protect the community.
HOA is not a fire department. You do not have the authority to enter a private garage and seize property. Court orders $750,000 in damages.
He spent 30 years training ivy to grow into a living archway over his front gate. His new neighbor cut it down, calling it an eyesore, but watch the judge's reaction when he learns what that ivy really was.
Your Honor, it looked wild and overgrown. It leaned toward my driveway and dropped leaves everywhere. I figured it was neglected, so I cut it back to keep my property neat.
That wasn't wild growth. I shaped that arch by hand for decades. It was reinforced and rooted entirely on my land. I came home and the whole structure was severed at the base.
Mr. Lawson, property law is clear. You may trim what crosses your boundary, not destroy what stands on your neighbor's land. You didn't prune encroachment. You removed a cultivated structure. That is unlawful damage. Judgment for the plaintiff, restoration damages are...
That's today's breakdown. If you're as shocked as we are, hit follow and share this with someone who needs to hear it. More unbelievable cases are coming soon.